Hi. Sorry, this took a while and I forgot to post the link to my Instagram, but we are here, we made it. We have a special guest for you guys today. I'm gonna hurry and go through the person for today, for number 64. I feel like this is very, okay, that's fine. So I have my notes here. Hello, Flicker Fade. Hi, Amber. Hi, Diana. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Emily. Hi, Mary. Hi, Susan. Wow, we got a lot of people here today. Rochelle's here. Todd's here. Casey's here. Thank you, Denise. The first donation. It's always Denise. Can you guys, is that better? Okay, let me hurry and go through the notes and then we'll have the special guest join. So if you see in the title, well, in the clickbait, it says Marlo H. Peterson, but it's Marlo Hiram Peterson is number 64. And I have a picture. I was gonna put this in the clickbait, but it's kind of hard to see, so I'll just show you. There is, hopefully you can see that. He does have number 64 on his gravestone. He was born April 4th, 1941, and he passed away April 2nd, 2019. So I don't know if you could see that, sorry. Thank you, Jane. You're so sweet. Let me pull up my notes on him. So basically, yeah, born April 4th, 1941, died April 2nd, 2019. Almost made it 78, right? Basically 78 years old because he died 2 days before his birthday. So what I did want to say too, before we get into talking too much about Marlo's life, I wanted to clarify, if you guys watched the last video with Rob Peterson, do you remember the whole story where he was talking about the food stamps that Ortel was trying to get more money with the food stamps? So I had people questioning, like, why did they make them go on food stamps? Because, I mean, they're already, Deward's already putting money into the East Side Market back into the order. But the reason was because Deward, right, the man who was giving all this money, who didn't need the money for food stamps, he was married to his second wife, which we tell her whole story in that last video. But let me just clarify for anyone who didn't watch the video. Basically, the second wife was married to Dewar, but not legally, right? Because they're living polygamy. So she married him, but there was no legal documentation. So technically she could say she didn't know who the father was, right? So she was able to apply for food stamps because there was no income coming from a husband. But what she was encouraged to do was get food stamps, even though she didn't need them, and apply for 2 Social Security cards. So what happened was, for each kid, I don't know how this happens, and I'm sure it doesn't happen anymore, or it can't happen anymore, but they would have the same Social Security number, but under 2 different names with 2 different birth dates. So then they could apply for more food stamps, right? Because if you have more kids underneath your name, you get more money for the food stamps. And they were encouraged by Ortel to do this stuff. And I don't know how many other people have done this, but I've heard, this isn't the first time that I've heard of people having 2 names, two Social Security cards, right? So they were able to apply for even more food stamps because it's Social Security fraud, right? So we forgot to mention that part in this in that last video, but that is something that the order was doing. I'm sure that I don't even know how they could do that or how it works. Like, do you apply for one and then you apply for another? Especially like if you have 2 kids so they would have the same name but like different last name and then different birth dates. But some of the birth dates were like literally within the same month. So I'm like, how would that not like ring a bell? That someone has 2 kids but the birthdays are only like 10 days apart, you know? It was kind of weird. But I just wanted to like clarify that part, the food stamp fraud. And yeah, so basically the reason people were asking, like, if they are already getting the money from Deward, the dad, why would it matter if they got food stamps? And it's because, like, you think about it, Deward's money is the order's money, right? So they don't want to have to use the order's money at all. So just keep Deward's money in the order for the order and then go get food stamps to bring more money into the order, right? And have that go through to the East Side Market. So, sorry, I wanted to just clarify that before we get into number 64's history. Did y'all follow me on that one. Okay. Let me hurry and get into this history, and then I'm going to have my special guest come for really quick just to say hi. Number 64, he married his first wife in the order. He actually was married, I believe, before, but then he got divorced and he married this woman at 15. She was 15 and he was 30 years old, and that was his first wife. And it sounded like he actually really loved her and was happy with her. So it was kind of heartbreaking when they had to live polygamy. It almost sounds like he didn't really want to live polygamy, but you know, in the order, that's something that you have to do to get into the celestial kingdom, right? Especially back then, it was like, I remember them saying you have to have 3 wives to get into the celestial kingdom. So I think it did break the first wife's heart that he wanted to get another wife. They had 9 kids together, him and the first wife, and then he had married a woman who already had 5 kids, and then her husband passed away, and I believe her husband is his brother. So her husband had passed away in the war, and she had 5 kids, and it was kind of like he came to take care of her, but he had 2 kids with her as his second wife. And I think it did cause a little bit of a rift between him and his first wife, because if you can imagine being in love with someone and then having them marry someone else, it's going to cause some sad feelings. But from what I was hearing, they still loved the kids, and they tried to involve them in their lives. And it sounds like number 64 had grew up in Holiday, Utah, and then moved to Emory and helped at the mine. And he only made minimum wage at the mine for the order while he's trying to, you know, raise 9 kids. But I think that helped spark, I think it helped spark his fascination for looking for fossils, because maybe he found things in the mine, but he really liked looking for fossils. And he actually found a full dinosaur skeleton in the Emory Desert. I had never heard that before. It was really cool to hear that story. One thing that was really cool about number 64 was actually that he never cut off his family when they left the order. He was very loving towards his family, and he was very accepting even if they left. But obviously he still believed in the order. One of the quotes he would say to his family members who had left is, he would say, you know, I'm really praying for you to come back to the order. And then they would be like, oh yeah, we're praying for you to leave. So it was kind of a, you know, a sad thing, but also he didn't cut them off. So he was at least, and that's rare. I will say, growing up in the order, that was rare to see. So I actually do admire their family for that. He was also very well known for making his chess sets. He made a lot of handmade chess sets. He actually made one for my dad. He was very talented in a lot of areas. But obviously, I mean, when I heard that he was 30 and he married a 15-year-old, I was like, is that normal? Was that just normal in that time? Because it's so common. After doing this Culty Cup of Coffee for as long as we were doing this, is 64th episode, I'm hearing that more and more with the older generations, and I'm like, I feel like it was more normal in that time, but like extremely normal in the order at that time. But it's still like, can you imagine being 15 and marrying a 30-year-old? That's crazy. But from what it sounded like, the parents wanted her to get married at 14, and the dad, and the mom was like, no, we need to wait till at least 15 years old. But it's just kind of crazy to think of the times and things like that. But that's the history, and I'm grateful for the family members who helped to put that together. And I think I'm actually related to him. I want to say he's like my second uncle, second cousin uncle, twice removed. I don't know, something like that. Tessa, is it too late to have you join? Tessa, are you still here? She might not be here. It took way too long to get ready for this live. Maybe I'll message her. She was supposed to be my special guest. She's supposed to be picking someone up really quick. You are here? Okay. Do you want to just pop in really quick? We had a whole little thing where I wanted you guys to meet her really quick. Sorry, it's like right. You're gonna have to leave soon.
I don't know. Frankie's out. Sorry.
How much time do you have? 5 minutes?
No, it's okay. He's coming later.
Oh, okay. So this is my adopted sister / best friend, Tessa. I've been talking on Patreon. Well, I've been talking multiple times actually on lives about them finally meeting you. But this is the girl that I told you guys about, how we went to school together. So I was in the order, we're not supposed to go to public schools, but at the time they didn't have a like Vanguard Academy or like a junior high. And I feel like my mom thought I was getting like less and less smart as the homeschool is going along. So she's like, this girl needs to go to public school. So I went to actually Wasatch Junior High, and we met, I think the first year I was there, and like, instantly we were friends. And then ended up, when I was 17 leaving, her family started to help me, and then when I turned 18 I moved in with her parents. But you want to sit up a little bit? I guess they can only, you're just like a floating head. I wanted to kind of ask you, I guess for the audience to know, like, you didn't know I was a polygamist.
No, and we were like hanging out like regularly, pretty consistently.
But almost every time I feel like my dad wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because my mom was born on the outside, so it was like normal for her to have a normal life, so she didn't understand why I couldn't bring you home. And my mom thought you had really good morals and like really liked Tessa. So she was like, when dad's not here, then Tessa can come over. So every time she'd come over, she'd be like, where's your dad? I'd be like, one time.
Because we would sleep over too. Yeah. And so I'm like, why isn't your dad here? Like, during the night.
You remember what I said?
You said, well, this happened a few times, so you had to come up with a couple excuses. But
because I was supposed to lie.
Yeah. It would always be, oh, he's helping my aunt have a baby, or he's helping my aunt.
That wasn't a lie, though. That one wasn't a lie, because that night my aunt, which is my mom's sister, I just didn't tell her that my dad was married to her, but he was helping her give birth, and I thought that was normal. I thought your dad helped plenty of people give birth. Like, that's not normal.
And I was just like, okay.
Weird.
And then the other time, I think you said something like, yeah, my dad's helping my aunt move. And I was like, yeah, move furniture.
Did you know?
No, I didn't. No. But my mom picked up on it.
Because you told her that stuff, and you're like, yeah, he's just helping her give birth.
Well, yeah, and like when she would drop us off, she would see how many kids you guys have and how many siblings you had. And then one day she came up to me and she was like, you know, I think this friend you're hanging out with is a polygamous. And she's like, I don't care, like you can still keep hanging out with her, but just so you know, I think that's what the case is. And I was like, oh wow.
I wonder what it was. I kind of want to ask her, what was the like defining, like, okay, they're polygamous over there.
Yeah, true.
I think she met my mom a few times.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and she's just like, huh, where is he? There's so many kids and I don't see no husband here.
Yeah. So
that's crazy. Tessa really just accepted your weird excuses and stayed friends. What a good friend. Well, we were also, our brains weren't fully developed at the time.
We were only, 13 in that
when we
time.
met?
Yeah.
I think so. Oh, what happened?
Uh-oh.
I think it's just the internet.
Do you want to go upstairs? Or we could go out in the...
Hi, Amanda and Tessa. Much love from Canada. Oh, I wonder if it's just my computer that's doing that. Hopefully it's not the phone, too. Can you guys see us? Let's see. Maybe I'll exit all of these. Dang, I'm scared now. Can you see it on there? Oh, okay, yeah. They say we can see you, you're good. I think it's just my laptop that's being weird.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that was a big eye-opener for me, was being able to go to public school and seeing your family and how normal that was.
Yeah.
And then it made me realize like how dysfunctional mine was. Like when I started living with your family, and I told this story, I think I have a video on this where I kind of teared up about it. I saw you like sit on your dad's lap and like you guys would go on father-daughter dates, and I would be like, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Your dad would ask me when I'd come home from work, like, how was your day? And I'd be like, what did I do? I did something wrong, because he's talking to me. Like he would sit at the table, we're at the table, and he'd just ask, he'd be like reading the newspaper, and I'd be like, it was really good. And I would literally think of everything wrong I did in case. Bullet. And he's just like, is she okay? Because our dad didn't do that.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like it was finally getting to learn what like normalcy was.
Right.
Living at your house.
Yeah, true. Yeah, my dad, he's awesome. We've just accepted Amanda in our family now, where she's basically our sister, and so.
And I was talking to her today, I'm like, do you ever feel like every time I come and visit, I'm just the train wreck? Like, I'll be like, how are you? She's like, oh, I'm good. How are you? And I'll be like, well, I'm divorced. Can I come stay with you? There's like
That's okay.
so much chaos
That's
in my
okay.
life. Yeah.
Um,
A lot of therapy.
yeah.
But I'm really grateful that I did get to meet your family.
Yeah.
I
they're the
remember your
best.
mom. I was living on my own, and I think I don't know if she remembers this, but she came over, and I was like trying to offer her food, but I had just left. I had no money, and I opened my cabinets, and there was like ramen noodles and like some chips. So then the next week, I get home and I see that there's like she had brought 7 grocery bags of groceries, and she just
Aw.
dropped them off to me.
Yeah.
But the whole time I'm thinking, oh, I'm good. I'm so happy. Like I left the abuse. Like I'm good. But your
Yeah.
family was like, this poor child.
Well, and I think it was also cool because like having you come live with us and like meet my family more and get to know them more, you would always come tell me like, wow, your family is like amazing and all this and that. And I'm like, really? I feel like my family's pretty average, if that, like every family has their issues, but I think it made me more grateful for what I had growing up.
Yeah.
And still have.
But then it made me like, I'm supposed to just expect a normal life like this, so my life is probably worse. It's way worse. I spent a lot of nights being like, wow, this is crazy that like that. I was so thankful for my family in the order, and then the way they cut me off was like a huge eye-opener to see like your family wouldn't do that, but my family did, and like that's not a normal form of love. Yeah. Love based on conditions is what my therapist calls it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I'm grateful though for like Cammie, Rachel, and Eskel, the ones that have left, like we're really, really close. But like I haven't seen like, she met a lot of my half-siblings from the first. How did you meet my half-siblings and not know? I called them my cousins, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But they did look just like you.
Yep, there was one, the boy that was my age looked just like twins.
I remember him, yeah.
But technically, again, not a lie, they are my cousins because they are my aunt's kids, but they're also my brothers and sisters.
Also, can we talk about how you would always try to set me up with them?
I did?
Yes.
Which is funny because it's against the rules.
Really?
Yeah.
We never like went on any dates or anything, but you'd always be like, yeah, you should. You like so and so? Yeah, he thinks you're cute.
Do it.
You guys should date.
Well, I also would secretly. You remember? I would secretly go sneak out with that one boy that was like, I think the same age as me. Yeah.
Yep.
So I wasn't opposed to that stuff, and I also, from a young age, I knew that I was gonna leave. I think at like 15, I knew, and so. Yeah. I don't know if I was thinking maybe you could help my siblings leave by enticing them to the outside.
Flirt to convert.
Exactly. But a lot of people do end up.
That was so funny.
Well, we got how many? I wish I could see. I don't know if this is live or if it's because I can't see live, on here.
Look, it says live.
I've been waiting to meet your other family. Love, love, love. Aw, yep. This is actually why I've talked about this on Patreon. If I ever have a kid, I don't know if I will, but I'm gonna name one of my kids Hadley. Did I tell you this?
Oh.
Hadley as the first or middle name because that's their last name. Did you know I asked your parents because I was like, did I ever tell you this? I was like, can you guys just like legally adopt me? And they were like, but you're an adult. And I was like, I don't care.
I still want to be adopted.
I think it was I was going through this like sense of belonging, and then I was also really paranoid that if I were to like pass away, the order would again try to take my stuff like they did to my grandpa and like everyone.
Right.
But
yeah,
they've literally like from day one treated me like I was their own kid. Amanda, Tessa want to date my cousin. We'll be family after the wedding. We've talked about like having kids and raising them together.
Yeah, that's why you were trying to get me with them.
Mm-hmm. And then we could be family. Yeah. Exactly.
That's hilarious.
Yep. I still plan on if I ever have kids, they're gonna be raised around your kids. if we all have kids together. But do you think you'll live in Utah forever?
I don't know about forever, but I'll probably like end up here long term. I'm looking for a job here, my first job, and then we'll see. I want to move somewhere else, like California or Arizona for a couple years, but then I'll probably just come back here when I have kids.
Yeah, because it is home.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I probably would live here if there wasn't so much like trauma here. Every time I'm here, I get like. I was telling you, like, I'll lose, like, 5 pounds. I'll, like I get, like, food is just, like, I get depressed.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain it to some other people and they didn't get it, but ex-FLDS people have told me the same thing. Like they'll go to the crick, but they can only be there for like 3 days because it's something about it. Just it's like
brings back.
Yeah, but also like running into your family, but they're not your family anymore type of thing. Like you're excited to see them, but they are like upset that they saw you type of thing. It brings this weird like disconnect that you'll never fully, kind of like what we were just talking about with this Marlo Peterson guy, number 64. Obviously he was a different case where he loved his family even after they left, but the whole time he's like, we're just praying for you guys to come back, and then the family out there is like, we're praying for you to leave. It's like this sad disconnect that you hope that one day that they'll understand, but you can't like you can't control it,
right?
So it sucks because even like my siblings that you even met, you like I haven't seen them. Probably the last time you saw them was like the last time I saw them. Like I
you have siblings. Yeah.
And it'll only happen if it's like on accident.
Right.
So my mom luckily is a little different, and it was harder for her to cut off her own kids, but like I definitely have had friends that 100% like their family never talks to them again.
Yeah.
But
it's so crazy.
I know. It's just a weird, like, that's why I keep saying maybe I would have a house here in Utah, but like being here right now, I'm like,
not feeling it. Not feeling the vibes here. That's okay. As long as you keep visiting.
I know. And I know. And then I'll leave as soon as I have to message this person and tell them I am busy. I'm live. I swear every time I go live this happens. I think it's Amanda. She's like, sorry. Okay. Anyway, this might be a shorter live too because I know Eskel really wants to go live. He was supposed to go live at 5, and so
You guys trying to go together?
Well, he tries to go live at 5 every time, so I try to go either before or after.
so I ran into
yeah, we don't want to steal each other's time.
That's funny.
So he said he was gonna be here saying hi, but I don't see him. Maybe he's getting ready for his. He is actually right now in Washington helping Rachel move, so you guys will get to see. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so we have memberships. So if you see the people in the chat, Flicker Fake just gave away a bunch of memberships. If you see the people that have the coffee cups next to their name in the chat, they have memberships. And you're also able to do these little emojis of my face. It gives you
face emoji?
Yeah, that's me. But only if you have a membership.
That's cool.
Isn't that weird? But if you're wanting to join, you click the join button next to my name. Is it show it on yours? Right here?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe on a phone it might not.
Let's see.
If you go to my page, maybe? Oh, maybe on a phone you can't.
I don't know. I don't have the app though. I'm just on Safari.
Oh,
so
that's probably what
different.
it is. You have to be logged into your account, and then if you go next to, at least on the laptop, you go next to my name. It's like underneath the video, there's like edit video, or that's for me. Analytics, it's for me. Edit video, it's for me. But join next to my name is join to be a member. So, and you get the cool little emojis. And I am hoping to have a video out that's just for members only by the end of this month. That's what I'm trying to figure out kind of how to work this whole membership thing. Denise really just convinced me to do it. And so this is all for you, Denise. But
yeah, Jake's not coming till like 6:45, so.
Okay, we do have time. Okay.
Good.
Any questions that you guys have for Tessa? I would love to hear them. And I've been wanting to do a video with her. So maybe if we get a lot of the same questions and a lot of things that like we can't explain fully on a live, maybe we'll just do a whole video talking about how we met, just how that whole thing blossomed.
Is Tessa mainstream LDS? I don't know what mainstream means, but yeah, I'm LDS and I go to church every week.
Yeah, pretty much everyone in school was too. And I went to their seminary classes.
Oh yeah.
And I remember, this is probably why the kids knew I was a polygamist, because remember one of our mutual friends was like, is it Amanda that's a polygamist? I think it's because I would go to seminary and then I'd be like, didn't Joseph Smith have 33 wives? And I would like tell the teacher about the polygamy, and he's like, I remember him being like, what religion are you? You're not Mormon. And I was like, I'm Christian. He's like, okay.
You were making him nervous.
He was really nice though.
Fumbling over his words.
think he knew because like when I left and I was like kind of crying because I didn't want to leave the school and everything, and he was like, we're really gonna miss you. We hope you're doing okay over there.
And you've taught him.
Yeah, he was a really good teacher.
Yeah, he was.
But that's like the number one question is like, what's your name? How old are you? Are you LDS? Like in Utah, especially at that time. I feel like it's more diverse now because people are moving in. Mm-hmm. But 100% that was. Can we get an emoji on a t-shirt? LOL. You pick the emoji and we can make it work.
How old is Tessa? I'm 27.
We're same year.
Same age, yeah.
She's just a few months older than me. Her birthday's coming up in May. She's a Taurus.
But I don't think I fit in the Taurus description.
Like the bull?
Yeah.
I feel like men are more of the bull. I was married to one, so I should know.
True.
Female and male is different, but
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Michelle's a Taurus too, and she definitely fits more of the bull.
Really?
I guess. Like more of like.
Usually they say Taurus is like stubborn. I don't feel like I'm stubborn at all.
Are you on the cusp? Because you're May 13th. I don't know what the cusp would be actually.
Sure. I feel like they change it.
Yeah, and then they say it has to do with your rising and the time that you're born.
Yeah. And
then if you're a May versus April Taurus, I don't know.
But yeah, me and Amanda like had so much fun in junior high, and we would just laugh our heads off.
I know, of the dumbest stuff.
The dumbest things.
Do you remember? Okay, the one time. Oh, thank you for the donation. Take Tessa for coffee. Love you. Oh, thank you, Heather. You're so sweet. The one time we ever got in an argument in junior high, do you remember?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I would like to say that I didn't come up with the idea.
I'm gonna get mad again. Was it Kiana?
Yeah. If she's there, hi. We conspired together, okay?
Okay.
But we thought it would be funny, and I didn't understand like how important a retainer was to a person because I never had them.
Literally cost hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
We're talking about like teeth retainer after braces.
Yeah, so she would take her retainer out every day while she would go eat and then like put it back in. And I took the retainer and I thought it would be, I don't know why I thought it would be funny. My brain wasn't developed.
Hilarious.
And she was like, has anyone seen my retainer? And I was like, no, oh my gosh, where is it? I didn't know though this, or I would have told you. While I was in fourth period or whatever, she was looking.
I was dumpster diving through literally dozens of dumpsters.
Now you know what my childhood was like.
Because I thought I threw it away with my lunch.
But I had it the whole time. And so she spent, like hours looking for her retainer in the garbage. And then I remember we were in the bathroom. I was like, meet me in the bathroom. How was I messaging you? I didn't have a phone. Through Kiana's phone, maybe?
I don't know.
Anyway, so then you come to the bathroom and I had to go like this at the retainer. Didn't know that you were going through the dumpsters. And then she literally
just like dangling it.
She came, grabbed it, turned around and walked away. And I was like, what did I do? So
I was so bad.
That was the only time that she got mad at me.
I quickly forgave, and forget.
Forgive and well, we didn't forget, obviously.
True.
Someone said, was Tessa ever scared or nervous that Amanda was a polygamist? Technically, I wasn't a polygamist. It was my parents.
Yeah.
But yeah, after you found that out, did it make you weirded out to come to my house?
Maybe a teeny tiny bit, but I wasn't like scared.
Yeah.
I think the only times that I got a little bit like weirded out was when you would invite me to your dances.
Yeah. Oh, she attended one, but you didn't dance. I think you just came and saw.
I just came and like said hi and like saw everything, but I was like, I don't want to stay here and dance with old men, you know. And
you will get asked by married men.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was out of there real quick.
But that was a
real quick, honey.
Michelle's like, I love it. I'm gonna get mad again with the whole story that we were talking about. She did say that. Didn't you say that everyone kind of looked the same? Like, yes. I'm gonna say what she said. Quote: "Childbearing hips. Everyone has childbearing hips in the order." And I was like, I looked around after you said that. I was like, that is true. I did say that.
It's true. They're very hippie.
Very hippie.
Which is a good thing.
And it helps with childbearing, it really does. And I was having an argument though with someone and they were like, you can't genetically just be born with childbearing hips. But I'm like, well, if your mom had 15 kids and her mom had 15 kids and her, genetically, you would be born to have more kids, would you not?
No, I think so.
I don't know.
It's called natural selection, baby. Mm-hmm. That's how it works.
And if they're all having babies at home, right, then like you're gonna to survive, you're gonna have to have some wide hips.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have smacked you. Are you talking to me, Denise? Oh, from the retainer thing. I was 15. Okay.
She didn't know because she's never had braces. Because she was lucky. Because she has perfectly straight teeth. But I had to wear braces for 3.5 years. So, girl, I didn't want to go through that again.
Which is so funny because all the girls had braces, and I was like, I want braces. You're like, shut up, Amanda.
I've been more headgear.
You had
at night.
Oh yeah, I think
not during the day. But.
So you would have to like Willy Wonka. Have you seen Willy Wonka? Did it look like that?
Around it. No, it's just a wire that came out of your mouth and it goes behind your neck.
How does that help more than braces would?
It's just more force.
Okay.
To push your top jaw back.
Do you think that because she's going to school to be a dentist, do you think that inspired you to want to be a dentist?
I think so. Yeah, I think that was definitely part of it. I remember actually being really excited to get braces and go through all that, but I didn't expect it to be that long.
Like,
but good thing I did because my teeth were wacky.
I'd never remember, I guess I never noticed.
You wouldn't have been my friend.
Why?
Because my teeth were so
No, I would have been your friend. Are you kidding me?
I know, Amanda was very nice.
I was dumpster diving before you dumpster dived, okay? And it wasn't to find a retainer, it was to find lunch. No, that was more of the first wives kids hobby.
That's so funny.
But my mom had food stamps. Taurus are da bomb, May 13th here, and I own... birthday twins!
Hey!
That's cool. All the order members seem to have the same eye shape, which makes sense in inbreeding. That doesn't... I mean, I think it must be a Kingston thing because everyone's Kingston, and that's something that everyone says, like me and Michelle, same eyes, and me and Chanel, same eyes. Like they say the deer in headlights because they're so big.
They have big eyes, yes. Big, beautiful eyes.
I don't know that... because technically I'm not inbred. I don't know that it's an inbred thing, but it's more of a Kingston thing because everybody, because you have to marry up, right? So the girls marry Kingston. So eventually there's all going to be Kingston, right? There are a few people who pride themselves, who left the order and pride themselves like I was never Kingston. But I still think there's got to be Kingston in everyone who comes from the order. Like that's like hard not to because the men are so greedy with wanting to get all the girls. And like, I don't know, you see all these single men and it's never Kingston. They're usually like on the outskirts, like the Brown family in Idaho or something like that. And it's an obvious thing, like Paul has 27 wives and then his sons from the first wife have tons of wives. Some of them would get married. One guy got 7 wives before he was even 20. 7 wives before he was even 20 years old. And sometimes I think like, yes, it's harder for the women, but can you imagine being a teenager and then your parents are pushing all of these men on you?
Yeah.
7 men on you well, it's definitely way different for girls, I feel like. I feel like it sounds a little R-wordy, like with 7 men pushed onto the girl. Oh. Whereas for some reason when the roles reverse and it's a man, the man's older and it's a young girls.
Right.
But it's like, it does something to their brain, I'm sure, to be like having all of these women pushed onto them as a teenager and then I think it breeds narcissism for sure because it's like this, you are so perfect, like here's all these women because you're so holy, and then they're like, I am the best. And then they don't ever have to learn how to actually have a relationship with any of the wives because whenever they're mad at one, they just go to the other wife's house. And then there's like...
True, I haven't thought about that. They don't ever talk through things, they just go to their other wife. Yep.
Which is sad because then the women never have a normal relationship because then what I saw a lot was then they would be like, oh, he likes me more. And then they would fight for the like attention of the man. Yeah. Which is so toxic. Is that really of God?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So crazy.
Trauma eyes, Sarah, the big eyes. I know whenever everyone's like, you have such huge eyes, I'm like, it's because I've seen so much. Too much to
It's gotta hold everything in there that you've seen.
Literally. The fact that everyone is part Kingston is inbreeding, Amanda. So yeah, everyone has the Kingston eyes and evidence of inbreeding. No, because I'm not inbred. I'm saying I'm not inbred because, and I don't care, like if I was inbred, I would tell you. I showed you guys on my family chart, right? Because my mom married in, and my dad is, you've seen this, Ortel and Isabel's son. And he's Kingston through Ortel, right? But my mom's not Kingston. So I am Kingston. But I think there's no lineage, and correct me if I'm wrong, no lineage of inbreeding in my, well, I can't go all the way back to Christ. I am related to Christ, by the way.
Me too. We are sisters.
What do you know? Christ bloodline, blue blood. Anyways, because my mom came from out of the order, and then we have my dad who came from Ortel and Isabel came from the FLDS. So we actually have both the women came from outside. But again, I am Kingston. So there are, sorry, I'm like clarifying. And if I was inbred, I'd be like, yes, my mom married her uncle and I'm inbred. But there are cases, rare cases, where there isn't inbreeding in the order. But then a lot of the inbreeding, they do the blood testing. Have I told you that? They do blood testing to see who can marry who.
Oh, really?
Which, like, doesn't that
doesn't work because
some of them are still born with problems. Well, I don't know how it works because I'm not the one looking at it, but one of Daniel's wives is the one that takes the blood. And, really? I don't know how they do it, and I'm sure that's not legal, but to see which cousins can marry which cousins, which half-siblings can marry which half-siblings. And so,
that's crazy.
But then it like discredits the whole direction thing, don't you think? Because, like, they're all about direction from God, then why are you blood testing to see which cousins can marry which cousins? Yeah, I don't know. The men in power never really get a chance either. You can't have a normal relationship with 7 women married so quickly. Exactly. There's no.
Sorry.
Oh.
Crunchy gal.
Was Tessa's mom weirded out at first when she found out you were from the order? Your mom never talked to me about it till like I was like on my way out.
Yeah.
Your mom was I didn't even know she knew.
Really?
She was so good about just like being really nice and loving. And
I'm sure she was like just concerned for you. Like she wasn't worried about me going over to Amanda's house and hanging out. Yeah. We would just hang out with her little siblings. It's not like,
Yeah, and my dad was never there.
Yeah.
So, and when I started having questions and questioning things, then they would say, it's because you're hanging out with Tessa. I'm like, Tessa is like the most, like, she doesn't even know, first of all, so she can't even sway me.
I mean, technically we were, like, in a way, I was kind of pulling you away from, because you would open up to me about it.
Yeah, towards the end, I remember asking you, I was like, I don't know if you remember this. I was like, I felt like my mom said if anyone knew that I was in a polygamous family, then people wouldn't want to be my friends too. So I was like, I don't feel like Tessa would do that to me. So I was like, I remember putting 3 questions together. I was like, Tessa, if I was on drugs, would you be my friend still? And she was like, yeah, but I would want you to get you help. And then I was like, okay. And then I was throwing all these questions together. And then I threw one in there. If I was in a polygamous family where my mom and dad are like very descriptive, and she's like,
say,
just hypothetically, would you still be my friend? And she was just like, yeah.
Yeah. Like, well, I remember also like the night that you like told me everything. I was like, okay, yeah, but it's not like that big of a surprise because my mom had already mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
And then I remember you asking me like, well, do you ever get like, what did you say? Do you ever get scared about your religion? And I told her, no, I don't get scared. Like, maybe I have questions here and there, but I never feel like I'm like scared.
I don't remember saying that, but from a young age, I remember being like, what if my church is wrong?
Yeah.
Because I would learn from from FLDS, they believe that they're the true church. Mm-hmm. And then we had the AUB group, they believe they're the true church. And then you guys believe, all these religions are like, this is the one. Right. And then who am I to say that this cult that I just happened to be born in, that I'm not even happy in, is the true church, right? Yeah. And I also have come to learn, like, everything depends on, like, your true, what works for you. Yeah. Like, for some people, I hate saying this, but for some people, it almost seems like they are better off in the order because they're, like, such followers. And they would just die out here in the real world. And maybe it's just because they've been bred so brainwashed and so, like follow the leader that they would just not even know what to do with themselves out here. Yeah. But there are some cases where some people try to leave, and I'm like, I don't even know how you would survive out here. But, like, it doesn't mean I don't help them. I still want to help them. But at the end of the day, like, if you can't function, you can't function. Right. So that's crazy, though.
Light on, or?
I don't know. We're probably almost close to being done anyways. I just wanted to... Eskel's here. Okay, yes.
Why is it so dark, Amanda?
The lighting is not the topic. Sorry, it is. The sun's going down.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're probably going to close out with prayer to face north. And then we'll have Eskel go live on his channel. So Eskel's here. Maybe a few last questions, and then we're going to close. Actually, the Johnson side of the FLDS have more inbred statistics. Oh, so I may be inbred from Isabel's side. I'll have to look into that. I was in a relationship with a man from Saudi Arabia for a while, and it's the norm to marry cousins and other family members. His cousin told me they do blood tests for that. Oh, wow. That is crazy.
So, yeah, it's probably all over the world.
Yeah, and obviously, like, it was not the first time, because the royal bloodlines back in the day, they would try to marry within the royal families, right?
Yeah.
But, Eskel, are you ready to go live? I think he's ready to go live.
All right.
Anyway, this is Tessa. If you guys have any more questions, I might even just do a poll on my Instagram of what questions you guys would like answered, and we might just do a video together, because this was really fun. I'm so glad you guys finally got to meet. Tessa looks like a Taurus. Taurus aren't only stubborn, they are also kind of enjoy the finer things in life. Oh my gosh. Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
She's a shopaholic.
I am.
If she's addicted to anything, it's shopping.
It's true.
I'll like look through her closet, there's still tags on everything. I'm like, what are you doing?
It's bad, I know.
You even go to her Instagram story, she's trying to sell things. She needs to stop.
That's true, if you ever want clothes.
Go to her Instagram story, she's always selling them. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you, Tessa, for joining.
Yeah, of course.
And thank you for the donations. I'm definitely taking her out. Thanks to you, Heather. And let's all hop over to Eskel's channel. Sorry it got so dark. Okay, love you guys. Bye.
Bye.